What's up guys? Today we're at the airfield with the Xiaomi FIMI X8 SE. For many of you, a very long awaited and overdue first flight video. Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
Amelia has joined us, napping over there just behind Abby. We're the TheRcSaylors. Popeye is battening down the hatches back at home. Welcome to our RC family. I love saying that because I'm proud of the fact that we've got over 1,400 videos that you, the kiddos, the whole family can watch. No foul language or anything. So sit back and relax. Enjoy the fact that we're going to take a look at this very popular Xiaomi FIMI X8 SE drone. Today the goal is very basic. I want to set the tone at the very beginning because not everybody is going to love this video. We're not here to test all the flight features yet. This flight is going to be, can it fly out of the box without firmware updates? How does it fly? Let's face the facts. There are many people that are going to go out there and buy this drone without watching our video or anyone else's video, and this is to show you that kind of experience. Even if you didn't watch the video, how would your experience go if you don't do any firmware updates? You just pop your micro SD card in there, class 10 of course, and just go to fly. Well, this is for you. In future videos, we're going to do a couple videos of maybe a flight test, an accurate flight time test, maybe a better range test, although we're going to test the range today, see how it does. And then we're also going to open it up for you guys. We want to hear from you in the comments below. If you have questions regarding the Xiaomi FIMI X8 SE, what a mouthful. What a mouthful. Hey Xiaomi, let's call it the Xiaomi Rock, or the Xiaomi Clover, or Grass Pepper. Anything else, guys, come on. But I do believe this is probably Xiaomi's flagship drone. So without further ado, let's put it in the air. After the drone is powered on and everything, we're at 94% battery, which isn't too bad. We should be able to do a good video with this. And we're just going to do an auto takeoff with the transmitter. So there's an auto takeoff, auto land button. You short, long press.
When I did it a second ago to test it, it was just hold and press.
You just held it?
Yeah, that worked.
Okay, I'll try that later, but that works too. So either way, it's probably just a hold. You're probably right. So the altitude that it's at now is the predetermined altitude it sets at for the auto takeoff, which is probably about 20 or 30 feet, if I had to guess, maybe about 20 feet. On our left side, we can control the camera gimbal. Oh wait, are we recording? It doesn't look like it.
Hit record. You can hit record again.
Yeah, okay. Maybe when it landed, I think we just did a little test before the video to make sure things will work, and I think it reset when we landed. So we are recording now, but you guys should have had a screen recording for that. So now with the left side, the little gimbal on the corner, we can adjust our vertical camera view, which is very smooth and slow if I want it to be, and pretty snappy if I go all the way. Kind of jumpy there on the FPV, but that's okay. And if I didn't establish this in the, well, it stopped recording there. Okay.
Card is formatted.
The card is formatted. I hit it again. Regardless, you guys should have a screen recording. And so if I wasn't clear about this in the beginning of the video, today's flight test, this video, the whole thing is to test basic functionality of the drone. We'll do a couple more tests in the future. This is an out-of-the-box test, pre-firmware updates. It's to test basic functionality like recording, which is not working for some reason, maybe because the firmware isn't updated. We have to face it. Well, actually, that didn't stop. Something, so I don't know why it beeped there. It was very odd. No warning came up, it just beeped. Still learning about the Xiaomi FIMI. This is kind of an out-of-the-box user experience. Let's face it, guys, every single person that buys the Xiaomi FIMI X8 SE, they're not going to watch our video. They may not watch anybody's videos. For some reason, they'll just buy a $500 drone with no research at all. This is me turning it. And I just want to share that kind of experience with you. What will these out-of-box experiences look like for some people? I'm not sure what that beep is. It stopped recording. No, there it is in the corner. Hard to see the white lettering, the white numbers up in the corner. It's like reset itself. It's creating small memory files, I think.
My favorite.
Now it is 4K, and that could be part of the reason. Maybe the card, which is a class 10 card, possibly not fast enough to keep up with the 4K of this drone. I'm not really sure. So what I'm going to do, let's see what it's doing here. It's actually, nope, there it goes again. I'm going to stop it. And this is part of this video. I want you guys to See how easy this is to navigate. There's our camera. If this takes a while, I'll edit it down some. There you go. I hit it. It hit the numbers down there, which makes sense. And we want to do 1080, and we're just going to do 30 frames per second. I like that. Let's go back and record. We're going to see if that makes a difference. It could have been the fact that it was filming in 4K, which is really nice that it does that. So it's a nice calm day. It should be no surprise that we have a very smooth footage here on the drone. And I'm just doing a bit of a range test because I like to do that in our first flight videos of these things. So we're at a good height. I feel safe and comfortable at that height. And I just want to push this out over the trees here and see what kind of signal quality we get. We're at 250 meters already. This flies pretty quickly. And crystal clear video. You see that, Abby? Mm-hmm. I like this quite a bit. I'm going to fly up some. I want to at least hit 50 meters high. I feel like that's a good drone height.
The last time you flew out there, you had that height restriction pop up.
Yes.
With DJI.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
It was like a temporary height restriction.
Yeah, it's weird.
So we're starting to get a little pixelated here at 500 meters. I want to let off the sticks completely. You guys see the screen recording, you're seeing what I'm seeing. And so our latency it's pretty rough. We're pretty much cut out. There we go, black signal. It's trying to come back, but about 500 meters on the video signal. So let's see, I can still rotate. There we go. And I know where we are. We've got line of sight of our airfield there, that field. You can see the cranes back there. That's what's behind us. So we're getting issues out here at this range, but because I know the area really well, I'm going to go ahead and just push a little bit farther. And if it gets much worse, we'll do a return to home test and see how that does. So if I were you, yeah, see 500 meters, wouldn't push any farther than that. It's kind of blacking out. I can just barely see the tiny speck of the drone out there. I know you guys can't see that on the camera. So I'm going to throw the return to home switch on the transmitter. I like using the physical switches. Auto return popped up on my screen, and I can see that it's twisted back, it's facing toward us, and we're just going to let it return. Again, we're just testing basic functionality of this drone today. What's a pretty average user experience going to be like? Now in future videos, what I'm going to do is update the firmware if I'm able to, let you know how easy that process is or difficult. The DJI back in the day was the worst. They had the worst firmware update system, but now they're so easy to do firmware updates on, and I applaud them for that. So let's hope that this drone has a similar experience. We're returning back. I can just barely hear it now. We're just almost over the exact corner of the airfield out there, but it's up pretty high. So then what we'll do is test basically all of the in-app functions. How does the follow me work? And I'd like to fly this on a very windy day to test the gimbal and camera and see how smooth it all looks. Isn't it fun just when it starts to get louder, you start hearing it? It's very close to us now. Don't worry about recording it. It's doing a good job at recording. That is very good video. I've noticed our map in the corner is doing some funky things. Have you seen that as it's going?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's dropping down now. You know, it feels really good to fly. I kind of want you to fly this too and see what you think. The calibration process was just as awful as always for any Xiaomi drone. And according to them, if you don't get the proper calibration, it doesn't let you take off. But for some reason, we didn't get the proper calibration, which we should have.
But then we restarted it, and when we restarted it, it decided, oh,
you can take off.
So
I even went as far as emptying my pockets. Yeah. I did all the work. Now look how slow it's coming down.
We finally got it one time, the horizontal part to go through, but then it failed on the vertical.
Yes.
So that was as far as we made it.
What did we do? Like maybe about 10 times of attempts to calibrate it?
Yeah, we moved different areas, we faced different directions, we rotated different directions. It's just chaos.
We're down on the ground. So I'm going to do another takeoff. And this is, I think, see when you land, I believe it stops recording to the card.
Okay.
So that's why I did that the last time. System busy, so it's, okay, let's do an auto takeoff.
Nope, you can't. It's
okay.
still returning to home.
I have to throw the switch back over to drone mode, and then I can just do Oh yeah, I'm just gonna long press the takeoff button.
Yeah, just hold it.
That's all I'm doing. There we go. You were right.
Yeah.
You were right. It's interesting to turn the drone on and the transmitter, which they call the RC, remote control. You do have to short long press, so I just, for some reason, thought that. Now this is a fun test to do. Abby, I want you to get a really good shot of the drone. Tell me how close I need to get, how far I need to get, whatever, how high. And then I'm going to do a camera gimbal test. This is a fun test to do. I want you guys to see this.
You can get closer.
Closer still? Because I'm going to shake it all around. You going to be able to track it well?
Yep.
A little farther, or are you good?
You're good.
Okay. I like to rock this drone left and right, up and down like crazy, and I want you guys to see how much the drone is moving and watch the camera, the FPV shot that I'm recording for you guys. I want you to see how stable it is. I'm guessing it's going to be rock solid. Here we go. We start with a little side to side, very smooth here. And now I'm going to go crazy here in just a minute, adding some up and down and some back. And now we'll add in some yaw too. Normally no one would ever fly this drone like this for any reason, but look at that footage. Now if it wasn't for my yaw, if I could just do this like this, look at that, look at that. It looks like it's just barely moving, but look at the drone going absolutely nuts. Now that is so cool. When you add yaw in, it just looks faster because it's twisting so quickly, but isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. Well, I still like doing these just get a feel for how the drone likes to fly. And I think I want you to get that opinion out there too, because you have been flying the Spark and the Mavic more. So it's your go. And I want you to talk about your phone and the case too with that transmitter, because you're able to do something we've never been able to do before.
I'm just gonna fly it for a second.
Yeah, that's fine. It's good.
The gimbal looks really good.
Oh, silky smooth. I mean,
it's the same, about the same live quality that we get from our Mavic and our Spark.
I agree.
So that's pretty cool.
Although, our Mavic, we can fly much farther away if we want to. The FPV signal quality seemed to be farther. But again, you're really pushing line of sight distances at that point, and you really shouldn't be flying that far anyway for safety reasons.
Those birds.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about the transmitter quality, how it feels?
I actually really like the transmitter, and I didn't think I would, just based on like how huge it can get, because it can hold at least an iPad mini, if not
I think so.
A whole full-size iPad. It is perfectly holding my iPhone 6s Plus in an OtterBox
Defender case.
Plugged in, which is incredible. Show them that.
This is the first time we've ever had a drone with a transmitter big enough to do that. And I'll even shake it around a little bit, Abby, like hold it with one hand and show them that your phone is in there very sturdy. She's I would be shaking it crazy. Yes, good, it's good. It's very good. Okay, we're back for some reason our DSLR stopped. Maybe it was at the max record time.
It was.
And I'm actually impressed with the flight time, because the Xiaomi FIMI A3 or whatever had a horrible flight time because of the original included charger. Some people are saying they have since then replaced those chargers and you're getting better flight times out of them, but ours didn't, and it was just a bad experience with such a short flight time. But this one is giving us a really impressive flight time. Of course, we don't look great in that shot of Abby's just because the shadows are on us right now.
We were in the sun, it looked good.
So for an out-of-box experience with no firmware updates and just coming to the field after charging the batteries with pretty much zero expectations, I'm so far really impressed with this. Really impressed. $500 drone. And the reason I was talking about the transmitter is because it's the left one to adjust the tilt. Yeah, the right one should be adjusting like brightness of the camera.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's how our Inspire used to do.
Yes. But, we've had drones that have been amazing drones, and I'll use the Xeno as an example, the Hubsan Xeno. It's a really good drone, but the transmitter honestly feels kind of cheap. They had to cut corners somewhere to get that price point low, And so the joysticks or the gimbals, they feel really cheap. They're plastic and clunky, When you're flying the drone, you kind of feel that looseness with that transmitter in comparison to something like this. Now granted, this is double the price. It should feel good, but that's worth talking about because when you get this transmitter in your hand, it feels like good quality material. You feel like you're controlling a good quality drone. Even if you had a cheap $10 drone on the other end of this transmitter, you'd probably have the deception of good quality drone. What, is that not you?
No, that's not me.
That twitching around?
So I'm trying to do like a, kind of like a really slow cyclone.
Okay.
With giving it left input on both. It's done this twice now if you were watching.
Okay.
It's twitching.
I wish I could zoom in a bit more.
Okay, it didn't twitch that time. That was weird.
Keep in mind, we should have the firmware updates in a future video. Again, this is just an out-of-box basic experience with this
There you
drone.
go, when I give it forward and then
But does the camera quality look twitchy?
I can't tell.
Yeah, I think we're okay. I think that's okay. It is strange that it's kind of twitch. No, you know what? Something that we didn't address until now, and we should have addressed it right when we took off. What is this drone not doing that all other Xiaomi drones do?
I don't know.
The chirping. The
Yeah.
It's not doing that.
I'll bring it closer.
Yeah, let's let them really hear this thing.
If you watch our unboxing, there was a snippet of the chirping.
Mm-hmm. The Xiaomi Mi Drone and the FIMI A3. Get closer if you can, and I'll shut up for a minute.
The only time it has any chirping is like when it's correcting itself.
That's all drones.
Yeah.
It's all drones. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. This is very impressive. You know, more than anything, I'm happy for Xiaomi. They keep putting these drones out that seem to have major issues that are turnoffs for people. Some people not so much, but then a majority of the people, like, they don't like the chirping and stuff. I'm so far a very huge fan of this. I could see myself packing this drone around a lot, and I fully expect to do that in the very near future more and more to give you guys. We're going to do a more official flight time video. We're also going to see if I can get this in the air on a very windy day and see how it performs, and then I'd also like to do a dedicated video for the apps. Now, without doing, I don't like to do direct comparisons like a Mavic versus this in a video, because I just don't think that's I don't know. It's a $1,000 drone versus a $500 drone. That should be obvious, right? Which is better. Yeah. If you guys have video ideas for the FIMI X8 SE that you'd like to see, let us know in the comments below. And if there's a good idea, or maybe just an overwhelming number of people giving the same idea, you know, we'll try to make it happen, because we want you guys to have your questions answered about this drone too, from a very honest channel, honest from the get-go, honest from day one. Family-friendly content here that anyone can watch. But the point is, you know, if Xiaomi's put a junk drone out here, we're going to tell you to pass, because we've told you on all of their other drones in the past. but they're still in the drone game, and I think this is probably their flagship drone. So far, it seems to be very impressive. Look at that bird. Well, Abby, I'm dying to fly it somewhere. Could I
That's fine.
steal the controls from you?
I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes.
Okay. Well, I don't think this will go much longer. We're at 38%. I generally like to land the drone. If you see me, I'm right by that cloud there, to the left of the cloud. I like to land around 30%, so it's not going to take much longer anyway. But let's just fly fast around. And remember, if you're tuning in and this is your first time to the channel, on more expensive drones, I personally like to break down the videos a little bit more. I like to give you guys more of an out-of-box experience, maybe just how's it flying after the firmware update. I don't do this with all drones, all RC things. Most of the time, it's an all-in-one video. All-in-one, we're done. But something like this, it got its own unboxing. We're going to have some dedicated video content to this in the very near future. So if nothing else, subscribe long enough to see the rest of the content on the FIMI X8 SE, because for goodness sakes, you're going to spend $500, maybe $400 if you catch it on sale. I've heard some people talk about it being $400. I think that was just the pre-order sale. Maybe wrong. It's worth subscribing just to see the other content on the Xiaomi FIMI X8 SE. I know it's been out for a few months, but we're just getting our hands on ours because Xiaomi
Didn't give it to us.
didn't give it to us.
Because they don't like us.
Because we're honest about the reviews, the videos. Couldn't go to bed, at night if I told you guys to buy something that wasn't good. Now, I'm not saying that about this drone at all. As a matter of fact, very, very, very positive experience so far. Worst thing I could say about this after this flight is the simple fact that we had issues with the calibration process. I literally had to do it about 10 times, didn't keep exact track, and on the last one I did it counterclockwise, emptied my pockets of my keys, my cell phone, and my wallet, and finally I kind of got it to halfway work, then it failed. We reset the drone and the transmitter and the app and Abby's phone. When we turned it back on, it all seemed to work. It just would let us take off. And we haven't had any weird flight issues except for Abby talking about, what were you doing? You're just
forward and then
side and yaw. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's doing it again.
Yeah, I think it's just trying to, you know, I mean, when are you actually gonna fly like this? I don't know.
For a camera drone, never.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that it's doing that, but yeah, you're never gonna do that. So who knows, maybe our
Has anybody else experienced this? Let us know, guys, in the comments. I'm curious.
Forward plus a direction plus yaw in that direction.
Yeah.
And maybe only at a certain speed.
Try it right.
Yeah. Okay,
Go
I'll
right.
go right. Can I do that?
Do we both favor left on that?
I think so.
Low battery. Please land ASAP to avoid damaging.
Not doing it. Yeah, okay, so 30%, 28% battery, it's even saying, hey, you got a low battery, let's put this on the ground before damaging the battery. So that's good. I like that. I like that this talks to you. That's pretty cool. And should we do a manual landing or auto landing?
Manual.
Manual, just hold down. Let's stop recording. Now that was 12.5 minutes there. We'll probably put a more accurate flight time in the comments section below or the description box. So let's do a manual landing. I'm just full down. It's automatically slowing down.
And you gotta keep holding
all
down.
I did was hold down.
Low battery.
Really?
Charge ASAP.
Perfect.
ASAP, nice, that's cool.
ASAP.
Well, there you have it. That's the TheRcSaylors' first flight out of the box with the Xiaomi FIMI X8 SE. And it was actually overall very good experience. And I know a lot of you guys have been just really patiently waiting for us to get to this video. I didn't intentionally wait for such a perfect day. It just so happened to be a perfect day to fly this. So calm. I mean, almost no wind at all. And that's great. I want to fly this in some extreme wind very soon and see how it performs. I think it's going to do really well.
See that pole right there? There's a flag on it. It's not moving. It's like a really lightweight flag.
Yeah.
It's not moving.
I do wish they would have included a halfway decent gimbal camera protector, because you're going to want to travel with this drone. And I know they have a case available for it, but if you get it without the case, you need something to keep that from moving and getting hit really hard. I wish that was included. I'm going to leave my props on, I think, from now on. I really don't see any reason to take them off. I'm probably not going to use that box. I'm going to look into getting the aftermarket case because I like this drone. I could see us actually using this beyond just a few test videos. So I'm intentionally holding this here still because I think it's really impressive that we've got a case now that can hold a transmitter that can hold Abby's phone in its case. Every time we fly an expensive camera drone, we both have cases on our phones, okay? I've got a big clunky case on my phone. We are not made of money, and so we don't want to drop our phones and they break. I think a $50 phone case is the best investment for your almost $1,000 phone out there. The point being, every time we fly our expensive drones, we have to take our phones out of their big clunky cases to put them in the transmitter, whether it's DJI or Hubsan Zeno, whatever it may be. And this is the first time ever we've got this system that you don't have to do that. And I almost think that's worth its weight in gold, because that's a nuisance that we're no longer having to deal with. And so they've made it a bit more streamlined. I think that's very worth noting. Also, Abby's phone has major charging and discharging issues. It's getting older. I hate to say that. I hate to even admit that, acknowledge that.
It's 3.5.
It's 3.5 years old. I wish phones lasted 10 years old. I hate replacing them so often. I don't think people should have to do that. But this is 3.5 years old. The battery isn't what it used to be. And the point that I'm making is most of the time when we use Abby's phone to do this stuff, we get one flight out of a full charge and it's almost 20% battery after the fact. When we do a screen recording, that really eats it up. When we plugged Abby's phone into this, it was about 75% charged. And because it uses the transmitter battery and you plug your phone into this, when we took her phone off of this after that flight, we were at 70% battery. This helps keep your phone charged while you're flying.
It probably wouldn't have changed or gone up if I wasn't screen recording.
It might have gone up.
Yeah.
Yes. So in future videos, we may do one video where we don't do a screen recording and just see how that goes.
I think that's really cool.
I think that's cool too, and that's worth noting because we don't see that on other drones. Even when we use your Mavic, if we use this with the Mavic, I don't think we get that good of performance out of the, you know, the wire being plugged in, if I recall. Do you? I mean, I think it drains it some.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So that's awesome. I think it's a really good system so far. I don't want this
Yeah, of course it drains. Yeah, it always drains it.
Always drains it,
why
yes.
would I say I'm not sure? Yes, it always drains it.
Thank you. And I know that we're just hitting on some basic stuff here, but that's what this video is all about. Can it fly? Can it record? We had some 4K issues. You know, these are the things that I hope to get sorted out and addressed with you guys in the future videos that we're going to do in this. If you've seen issues with the FIMI X8 SE, slap them in the comments below, because that's the stuff that we want to address in our future videos. We want to answer your questions. This is one of the best opportunities for you to open up the dialogue and get some real feedback from a person that has flown, from people that have flown about 1,000 drones and probably 100 expensive GPS drones. We've really got the experience, and we're looking out for you guys to help you buy the best perfect GPS drone that your money can buy. So give us the questions, give us the comments. If you appreciate this video, hit the like button. Opening up the dialogue to you guys is what this is about. So if you want to learn more about this, we'll have a link in the description box below. If you're already ready to buy it, we'll have that link there for you. But if I were you, I would wait till our next videos. Wait till we have a definitive answer. But as of right now, at the out of the box, before any firmware updates, experience for us goes, I think I'm overall very happy with it. It performed really well. I cannot wait to fly it more. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you then.
Bye!